So about 3 months ago, I purchased the Apple Watch Ultra, and did I make a mistake? Let's talk about it. So it's 2023. I've had this Apple Watch Ultra for about 3 months now, and right away, it is one of the most impulse purchases that I've ever purchased. That is one of my favorite purchases I've ever purchased, and I'm gonna get into that in this video. I'm gonna touch on three topics I went in on my initial review that I want to go back to 3 months later.
Three things that differentiate this Apple Watch Ultra from the Series 8 and the Apple Watch SE.
They are durability, design, and finally, battery. So with having this watch for 3 months, I've been to multiple different states, multiple different countries with this thing, and it holds up. And it holds up really in a way my other watches have not held up. And what I mean by that is this thing is durable. I go around corners, I hit corners, I bump this thing into things, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about dinging it up. I'm not worried about screwing up the crown because you have the crown guard. I'm not worried about accidentally hitting buttons. I'm just not worried about this thing with it being on my wrist. And you do pay a hefty price at $800, but you're paying for the durability. You're paying for the fact that you can go out and go around a corner and bump your watch into the door when you're leaving the house, and knowing that you're not going to scrape it up, you're not going to ding it, you're not going to break it. So for me, I'm not a big outdoor sports enthusiast, so I'm using this watch as an average everyday consumer. And for me, that was my number one worry when I bought it, was how is this thing going to work in my life as an everyday consumer? With it being a watch that is meant for sports enthusiasts, action sports enthusiasts. And for me, it just works. I've adjusted to the size of it. I've adjusted to the weight of it. I've adjusted to the color and the feel of it. And I mean, there's things that they give you. They give you like the deep water diving mechanism that it has within an app. It gives you the crown guard, the siren, and really the only thing I find beneficial in that for me is the crown guard, being able to go around corners and bump this thing into things. All right, next up, let's talk about the design. This is probably the second biggest improvement, and the design is something that I was very worried about at first, and that's the ultimate reason I didn't get it on launch day, was the design. I was very, very scared of the 49mm watch face. I got a small wrist. I've rocked the 42mm, the 44mm for years. So going from 44 to 49 was a huge jump for me. But right off the bat, I gotta say, like, you get so used to the size and you almost enjoy the size, and you enjoy how much bigger it is, and it's because you have more screen real estate. This is the first time I've been able to text someone back on a watch. This is the first time I've been able to use my watch to actually look up data and look up stuff, and be able to actually use my watch as my phone's personal assistant, which is something big because it's the first time I've really been able to do it. The 2000 nits of brightness this gives you in the peak of daylight, and to be able to be in the sun outside and look at your watch and see what you're looking at is very beneficial, because the fact that I can look at my watch and know if I need to text someone back, if there's a notification I need to get to on my phone, or if I can just keep my phone in my pocket or my backpack or my crossbody, that's very, very important for me. And then the Apple Watch Ultra gives you what really differentiates it a lot with the other ones, and it's this action button. And I was curious what I was going to use the action button for, and I've used it as a workout button. I've used it as the button I click the second I hit the gym. It's how I pause it. I hit the crown and the action button, and it pauses. Big on runs, big when you're coming up at crosswalks. And I'm a huge fan of the action button. I think it's nice to have that extra button, and after 3 months, I use it a lot. I use it more than the button next to the crown. I use it more than I thought I would, which is very nice. This watch finally looks new. It finally has that flat screen that isn't curved that we've been rumored for years, and it finally came with the Apple Watch Ultra. And I think this design of this flat top is so clean, and they really did a great job with the design and look of this thing, and I expect this watch and this look to be what the Series 9 looks like, and when they come out with like a light version of this or a smaller version, I expect this design to be something they build off going forward in the future. So they had some new loops come out with this. The big loop that I was a big fan of was the Alpine loop, and right off the bat, 3 months later, it's a cool band, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I stick to the sport band. I stick to the band that I use for my workouts. I stick to the band that's the most comfortable, the easiest to put on and off, and just my favorite overall look with that sport band. And I think the black on this titanium casing is real clean, and that's still my favorite band. And now let's talk the biggest thing, and it is the battery life. The battery life on this thing was the reason I got it. 36 hours of battery is truly remarkable for an Apple Watch, and I gotta say, it has lived up to the hype and some. This battery has gotten me through nights of not charging this thing. It's gotten me through wearing it to sleep. It's gotten me through 10-hour flights to London on a plane and not having to charge it. I've been able to go to people's houses, not have to charge it every night, and that's so nice that you have a battery that you don't have battery anxiety about. Like, I go an entire day with this thing and know it'll last the next day, which is real nice, because in the past we've seen Apple Watches last you from the morning to the night, and then you have to charge it and that's it. But I can wear this thing to bed. I can throw it on my nightstand. I can throw it on the charger when I'm in the shower, and it'll charge up to whatever I need for it to get to throughout the next day. But until you get to experience in your everyday life and really see how this 36 hours of battery plays and the scenarios you're in, it's really nice. So with that is my 3-month review of the Apple Watch Ultra. Not much has changed from when I first initially reviewed this thing 3 months ago. I mean, if anything, I like it more. It makes more sense. The $800 price tag makes a ton of sense now, and I'd honestly do it again. So with that, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.